May 14th, 2023. Well, 92 Mercedes 300e W124. Having an electrical gremlin again. And I worked on this several months ago. I was having I think it was fog light didn't work. One works, the other one didn't work. And at that time I also had a high beam where one worked and the other one didn't work. I solved that one by replacing the combination switch on the steering column. The signal light switch thing controls your high beams. And I also replaced the headlight switch, which fixed the problem. It went away, but it came back. I don't know how long that one stopped working. But I tested last night, and that one is off. And I just tested. There's no power coming to this bulb. The ground is good. I've looked at schematics. Now, some of these schematics are, I don't know if they're German that are translated in English, and they're kind of hard to read. I have schematics for the Lincoln Town Car, and they are so perfect. These cars are kind of like, you got to understand how their symbols and stuff, and it's kind of irritating. But anyways, so what I'm going to do now, because it's this headlight feeds power. It's got a power wire. It's got a power for the headlight and then a power for the fog light. There's a connector behind the headlight. I think it's like 4-pin. And last time I had tested that, there was no power on the pin that goes to the fog light. And the wire goes from here, and it goes along the bottom of the firewall, I believe. And from there, it goes to the fuse box. And in the fuse box, there's this one module. It's kind of a weird lighting module. It's the module that tells you that you have a light bulb out somewhere on your car because the red light comes on the instrument cluster, or a yellow light, a little picture of a light bulb. And it's doing that. So the power goes, or all the wires for these headlights and stuff go to the fuse box into that module, and that's like the light out module. I forget if it's called a convenience, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm thinking on since one is working, and why isn't the other working? So I'm going to pull that and inspect it, maybe clean it, if I can find it. Okay, so here's the fuse box. It says number 4 is for the fog lights, but since one is working and that fuse, most of these have all been replaced. They're all nice brass ones. I did that when I first got the car, because the aluminum ones like that corrode. But so there's all the modules. I think it's this big long one. It's either this one or this one. I gotta look it up. This is a schematic as of 1991. W124. Headlamps, fog lamps. So, let's see. They're both wired kind of the same. So it goes into this exterior lamp failure monitoring unit N7, and it's in the fuse box. And this is the light switch, the headlight switch. For the fog lights, you pull it out, and it sends power to this. Then you got all these fuses relay box. So I have to see, I think it'd be something like maybe this, because one side is working and the other side isn't. So, you know, it's either a bad wire, it's been chewed up, maybe a rat, or it could be just this here. If I can take this apart and look at it, if I can take the lid off of it and look at it, maybe reflow solder joints. Okay, I took a picture of the part number and punched it into the internet, and luckily it's not expensive. So it's a Mercedes W124 W126 light lamp control module. And what does it look like? Yeah, so it's that big long sucker, $31. I've seen them even cheaper. How much is a brand new one? Pelican parts. Afraid to look. No longer available. No longer available. Control unit, genuine Mercedes kits. So, $65. See, it's got all those pins and they're all numbered. So it's got, let's take it out. It's got these pins here. Man, that doesn't look like fun to get that thing out. Jeez. I should probably disconnect the battery before. Yeah, I'm glad I disconnected the battery. What a nightmare. So this is the module right here, but it's got the center pins are disconnected, but then there's two connectors on either end that I have to try to get out. So I think I'm just gonna try to get this one out and see what happens. I don't know, sketchy. Yeah, so there's one that's still in there. Trying to see how it comes out. I don't really see any catches. It's just the center pin. That should come out easy, right? So I've got to be able to get something in here to kind of start getting it out. That one. Okay. And I got it out. What a monster. Nothing rattling around in there. Looks like I can take this apart. Usually with these modules, there's catch everywhere that you see a line like this. Pretty sure. Maybe it's this. I'll find out. But these are all numbered, which is nice. Okay, so I printed out, bought this when we first bought the car, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years ago. Really knew nothing about these cars. But it does 85 to 93, so there's a few schematics, but it says that they're all typically similar. So here is 55, which would be the right, let's see, the right headlight. Let's see, fog light. So the fog light is right here, and that's 6, and that goes to 8. So if I look at this, oh well, Okay, there's a 6 and an 8. So I found an 8. So 8 goes to 6. So I think that's the power. That's the ground for the headlight unit, the entire unit, another ground for the other side. Okay, before I take this thing all apart and risk damaging it, I am going to test this wire from here, terminal, let's see, that's 6, and that goes to 8. I want to test to see if this wire is intact. This is the power wire for the fog light. This is how you troubleshoot stuff in these old cars, at least the way I do. I usually find out what's wrong, but it kind of drives me crazy when I can't. So, yeah, I'm going to test to see if that wire is intact, because that wire, it starts from the fuse box and goes all the way under the windshield with a bunch of other, stuff, and ends up right here. So what I did is I got my super cool black jumper wire that I made out of electrical wire, and I've got it stripped and shoved into where the positive, that white wire is the positive with the power. So then I run my jumper right over here, put it on my continuity meter, have it hooked up here, and right there is terminal, I think that's 8. I see 8. So then I just touch it and listen. Okay, so that's good. That means that we don't have any breaks in this wire, and the problem is somewhere probably in that module. Wouldn't you think? I mean, what else could it be? One fog light works. I think it's the number 6 on there. It gets power. I don't really have any way of testing if I had the module plugged in to see if its power is coming out of the 8, unless I hooked up some weird wire. But you could do that if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you had no other choice, but I'm not there. So I do think there's something going on with this. I'm gonna try to open it again. It wasn't easy. Yeah, I'll keep working on it. There's a catch hit this side and a catch on this side. And then this goes all the way around it, just a little bit. Just enough to keep it from coming out. Okay, 2 hands. And we got it out. Not that hard. So there's 8. God, it's hard to see. Wish I had one of those magnifier things. So it looks like that pin just comes out, goes to a circuit board. Sometimes you'll see something that looks a little toasted or something. That's pretty bright. Yeah, I'm going to test and see if it's pin 8. I can test to see if I have continuity between some of these points. What else is in here? Holy smokes. Is this a Dell computer? God. For 1991, man. So it's got 1, 2 circuit boards. You can look at these resistors and see if any of them are messed up looking. Look at the capacitors, see if they're puffed out. Yeah, there's a ton of them in there. Holy smokes. IC chips. See, it would be nice to have the schematic for this thing. You can probably figure this stuff out. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna test. Yeah, so I have the 6 and an 8. So right here, these two last ones. And I have continuity, just testing it with the meter. From both these pins, there's a 6 and there's an 8. 6 and 8. And then it goes from here to here. There's continuity there. From here to here. It's power. These are power leads. And there's continuity there. There's continuity on this one. Goes all the way over to here. There's 2 of them. Got continuity there, there. So from here all the way down, there's no breaks or anything like. Okay, I used a little bit of solder and just reflowed. I reflowed both of these, 6 and 8, just for the hell of it. I put some right in there, just in case it's a little loose on the pin that's in there, and kind of, I don't know, hammered down or whatever. And we'll try that. Okay, I reflowed the solder, cleaned off the little tip. Let's see if it goes. I put it all back together. Not too much work, just thinking about it gives me a headache. Let's see if the fog light works. Let's see. Look at there. We got both fog lights working now. One more job out of the way. Next up on these, we got some high-powered LEDs, fog light bulbs. So it's gonna be that'll be fun. I'll do a video.